Do you think you're smart? Do you think I'm smart? Matter of fact, do you think anybody's smart? Well, there's 5 ways to tell. And here's the first one. Do you ask questions that are not in the norm, pretty much? Like questions that you wouldn't hear somebody just say randomly, but it is really thought-provoking though. I wouldn't consider what I just said a thought-provoking question, but exactly. It got your mind running. It's not like a yes or no question. It's something that you have to really think about for a second. And that's the thing though, a lot of highly intelligent people typically ask questions that are a little bit out of the norm. But it doesn't mean they're weird. It just means they got a lot of ideas in their head that they want to know. And it's not just surface level questions either. Like, of course, let's say I want to look up how to tie a tie. That's a regular baseline question that could easily be answered by looking it up. I mean questions that are more in-depth. Let's say I met a millionaire, right? A millionaire who has $1 million in their account, or maybe even more. Here's 2 ways to handle it. This is a thought-provoking question. This is the one that is baseline. I'll tell you the baseline first. The baseline questionnaire would ask, oh, you got rich? Oh, what did you do for your job? That's baseline. It could be easily answered, he'll scroll over because he's probably told multiple people. A thought-provoking person would probably ask something like this. What were the hardest parts you have went through while becoming a millionaire? What was the weirdest thing that you have done at your job? Now look, it's very weird. It's out of the norm, but it really raises the question like, never heard that before. The average person who probably asks thought-provoking questions probably think a different way, but in a more sophisticated way. You see, the average person will just go around asking questions just to get the answer. But an intellectual person wants to know deeper. And this is why they're more intellectual, because they've always done this their whole life. So a person who has a lot of intelligence knows a lot more than the average person who just asks basic questions. The baseline question person, always asking basic questions, will have the answer. But the person who has asked the most off-the-wall questions probably knows a lot more about certain subjects than the other person who asks baseline questions. See, this one's a stereotype, and that's the weird thing about it. It's a very huge stereotype. If you don't follow the crowd, then you're just looked at as odd looking. You're an oddball, right? Let's talk about politics a little bit. You hear something from the other party that they did some crazy shit, right? You identify as a Republican, but you're just one of those basic, you stay in your head, you're closed-minded and everything. So you say, oh, that party over there, those people are stupid, dumb, or whatever. Let's say an intellectual person identify as a Democrat. Now they heard something happen to a Republican. Something ended up happening that was so crazy and bizarre. But then this Democrat, who's highly intellectual, doesn't just go and blame what they did or how stupid they are. They don't do anything like that. They'll be more like sympathetic, or they'll try to understand the situation a little further. I mean, if they're a little political at least, if they care about that kind of stuff. You might know that you are a highly intelligent person. It still might make you feel a little bit dumber. A lot of people like to feel like they know everything. I like to feel like I know everything. But in reality, the second you feel like you know everything is the second you are actually stupid. Nobody really knows everything in the world. You can know everything in this specific field, but you wouldn't know shit about it. Fortnite, right? You know how to play the game pitch perfectly, right? You know every single little thing about Fortnite, correct? So you get on Fortnite, you play it, but then the second you feel like you know everything about Fortnite is the second you're going to get 90s and then shot with a pump shotgun. I don't play Fortnite like that, so I don't know what people say nowadays. I might know a lot about finances, right? But I feel like I could learn a little bit more. Maybe a new technique, or maybe something that I don't know. You might know the first skill, like everything in that one skill that you know. But what if you want to teach somebody else 3 or 5 or 10 different other skills to teach you that subject? A lot of intelligent people just don't think they're quite there yet. And to be honest, they might be the most intelligent people alive because you're really not. You might have a higher intelligence than most people, but that doesn't mean that you know everything. You just know a little bit more than other people because you've studied and actually kept trying, which is a very good habit to keep in mind, that you can still know a little more about things. It's almost like you see it from a third person perspective. Let's say someone always rushes to go to work. They get up and the first thing they do is start rushing to get ready to go to work. So they go in, take care of everything, but you notice that happens every single day. Most people, they'll just brush it off. They'll be, stuck on what they're doing. You're not worried about them. But someone who's a little bit more self-aware, which is just really more about self-awareness, you see that this person, he keeps rushing. Why are you rushing all the time? Why can't you just get up 10 minutes earlier and get things done where you're not stressing? Or maybe it's in yourself. You maybe are more self-aware with yourself and realize what you're doing. Either or, it's really good to be self-aware about those things, because the second you become self-aware about yourself or other people, it's the second that you can start noticing things and asking questions, which will make you a little smarter about certain people's psychology or maybe even your own self. I'm actually aware of something. I'm aware that this channel has been pretty stagnant at 174 as I posted this video on October 8th, I think. And not a lot of people have, been subscribing. And to be honest with you, I'm okay with it. I love y'all because I'm satisfied with my 174 subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. I also appreciate when you guys comment, like, and subscribe. It makes me happy. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. If you could leave me a comment in below, you would actually make my day. And I really want to sound really authentic because I'm trying to be as authentic as I can about it. And I actually really appreciate you guys. The last video I posted was something I'm just trying to do new. I hope you guys actually liked it, which I don't know because I posted this like 2 months prior. But I'm talking too much. So I'm about to get off, let you see the bloopers, and yeah. This sucked because I feel so stupid making this video alone. Because I might be. I'll see y'all later. Do you usually ask regular questions, questions that are I haven't done this in a while. I gotta get used to this. And that's the thing. A lot of maybe even more. Now I ask him, along with things that goes on and on, right? That's typically what we do from and you're just looked at as odd looking. You're an oddball, right? For example, what is an example? If they're a little political, at least, if they care about that kind of stuff. The difference is one person who follows. How did I get so off topic? Oh, I remember. Wow. Like, let's say you had a lot of money. Why would you flex it, spend it, or why would you do anything like that? My examples are falling apart. And maybe this isn't even a good one. Humble, I'm taking that out. The more you know, the more you want to know. This falls back into the last thing I said about, this is falling apart too, damn. Here. They're gonna see this as the bar of success of knowing everything, and that this is the person that doesn't know. Oh, I'm gonna really get rid of all these. You can know everything that's in the water, right? You can know. Let me switch this. So for example, So all in all, a lot of they get up and the first thing they do is start rushing to get ready to go to work every single day, right? So I need to stop saying right.